Good evening everyone, and welcome to a special Gundam news that's going to be all about the Shizuoka Hobby Show 2026 and all of the Gundam stuff that they announced there. Plus, while I'm at it, I'll also be talking about some of the other Gunpla announcements that they made outside of the show. And just like last time, there were some pretty surprising announcements, both good and not so good. So let's get started by looking at the standard announcements, which you'll be able to get from general retailers like Hobbling Japan, linked down below. And by using that link, you'll also be directly supporting the channel. So, I was hoping that we were going to get some Gundam X announcements, with it being their 30th anniversary and whatnot, but because it took so long for the Leopard to finally be announced, I was, let's say, managing my expectations. One announcement would have already made me happy, but here we are with two announcements. The high-grade Virsago and the high-grade Ashtaron, the two Gundam X bad guy Gundams. The Virsago will be releasing in October for 3,190 yen, 20 US, and it comes complete with a beam saber with beam saber blade effect parts, two clear orange pieces for the chest, and its pretty unique looking strike shooter. This is a pair of triple beam guns that can be used either together or separately, and at the Shizuoka Hobby Show, it's shown using them together. Now, I wonder how they're gonna do the separation. Will you be actually able to separate the handles, or will they give us a combined handle and then a different set of separate handles? I could see them going either way with a high-grade model kit. What we do know about is some of its gimmicks. The torso extends to reveal the megasonic cannon inside of its abdomen, the wings fold out, and its arms have an extension mechanism that is very reminiscent of that of the Altron, both in model kit form and in its actual form. It even has similar claws, the only real difference is that instead of a flamethrower, these claws have a beam rifle installed in them. There is one thing that they did do with the old kits that they didn't do here though. On the old ones, the Megasonic Cannon got a metallic sticker to kind of give it some more visual impact, but here it looks like it's just going to be a grey piece. The Ashtaron then will be flying your way in November for 3,960 yen, 25 US. Quite a bit more expensive than the Virsago, but I can definitely see why it would be more expensive. Not only is it more chonky, but they also need to accommodate the transformation mechanism. And who knows, maybe it even comes with the optional booster pause for the transformation. I don't think it's gonna, but it would be cool. As for the transformation itself then, it looks like the same straightforward and simplified transformation that they used on the old kit, so I doubt it's gonna be a parse former. I will say though, in the case of the Ashtaron, I think maybe being a parts former would have been better, because just look at the legs on the model kit versus the legs in the artwork or in the anime. They're supposed to fold up nicely to make it somewhat streamlined, but on the kit they stick out like a sore thumb. This could be in part due to some anime magic with the transformation, but that's just another reason why I think a parts formation here might have been better. For the accessories then, we've also got some cool stuff. The atomic scissors are looking nicely articulated, and for the first time ever, we're getting the beam spear in model kit form. And now that I think about it, this might actually just be the first time, period, that we get it at all. But yeah, the beam spear is a lesser known weapon that appears once, and isn't actually a beam spear in the way that you might be thinking. The blades of the spear are actually superheated rather than beams, and they open up to turn the weapon into a crossbow-shaped beam rifle. So that's where the beam in the name comes from. I wonder if you'll also be able to store it somewhere when it's in mobile armor mode. That would be a cool model kit exclusive feature. And finally, it also comes with a beam saber, but this isn't shown off at the hobby show, so we'll have to wait and see. For our third completely new announcement then, we go to Iron-Blooded Orphans. In January, you'll be able to get the full mechanics 1/100 scale Graze 1. The price isn't listed, but I can imagine that it's not gonna be super cheap considering how big the thing is. And what we also don't know is what accessories and gimmicks that it'll come with. For example, will the drill kick require a replacement part like it did with the high grade, or will the toes of the Graze-OII be movable now? So far, the only thing we know for certain is that it comes with 2 large axes that can be stored on the backpack. I'm really looking forward to seeing the pile bunkers in action and seeing the detail on these shoulder machine guns. On the high grade, they were pretty bland, and the full mechanics line is known for having some really cool detailing. And talking about detailing, they didn't just show us brand new announcements, they also showed off some kits that were already announced, but now with a lot more information. Like the Master Grade Super Deformed Kshatriya. It's releasing in September for 7,700 yen, 49 US, and just look at what those binders can do. That's a lot of moving parts, and also some potentially fragile parts, so be careful when you're building this and when you're posing it. Plus, they even went as far as to include the Rizel beam saber that it borrowed for like a second. Nice. Next up then is the Master Grade Gundam Liberty Astray Red Frame. Previously, we only got to see an unpainted prototype without any accessories, or other information for that matter, but now we get a lot more. It can be yours in December for 8,250 yen, 52 US, and it comes with a nice selection of accessories. We've got standard stuff like a shield and 2 beam sabers, but of course we're also getting its signature Tiger Pierce sword and Geara straight sword, including a scabbard for each. And it looks like you can attach the scabbards to either the side skirts or somewhere on the back of the mobile suit. I'm assuming it's the backpack, but it could also be the shoulders. It's hard to tell from the pictures that are available at the moment. We're also getting a dedicated hand to hold the scabbard, and there's some nice wrist articulation on display too, which is of course very much a necessity for a mobile suit that's famous for using swords. They also showed off the high-grade Sandrock, Leopard, and Groove Ignited Heine custom, but those displays didn't really reveal anything new. So let's just have a quick look at the Leopard Gundam with all of its weapons ready to fire, and move on to the limited Gunpla announcements. As per usual, the Gundam base announcements were pretty straightforward. In July, for 3,630 yen, 23 US, you can get the high-grade Sagok Gundam Seed Freedom version, clear color version. But it's not entirely clear. It's just the red and the pink parts that are clear, with the gray looking like it's a bit more metallic. So we're getting a nice contrast between the clear colors and the not clear colors. For more clear kits then, we've got the high-grade XX clear version, which will be releasing on May 23rd for 2,530 yen, 16 US, and on June 13th, there's the high-grade Gundam F91 after image clear version. And this one is a little bit different. Rather than just being straight clear or clear, it's clear with sparkles to kind of replicate its after image effect. I will say though, this kit is listed as a new kit, but there was already a kit with the same name, high-grade Gundam F91 after image clear version, that was released as part of the 2014 Gunpla Expo. And that one was also molded in a sparkly clear, so there is a chance that these kits are identical, and that is just a different box that now says Gundam Base Limited rather than Gundam Expo Limited. But whatever the case, this thing will go for 1,870 yen, 12 US. And in September, there will be the Master Grade Gundam Base Limited Gundam Kyrios Trans Am Mode Metallic Gloss Injection version, going for 5,830 yen, 37 US. So it's a slightly shinier, slightly redder version of the Kyrios to replicate its Trans Am mode. I also like how they made the canopy pink to go with the rest of its Trans Am color scheme. But it wasn't just the Gundam base getting recolors. Limited to premium Bandai is the high-grade Gyan Hakuji packs, but now in its standard colors. It goes for 2,860 yen, 18 US, is slated for a September release, and other than the color, there's no real differences with the Xavier version. It still comes with the missile launcher shield, 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, the massive Hakuji, and an action base to hold that massive Hakuji. Another premium Bandai recolor is the Master Grade Super Deformed Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version, Structural Coating / Black. Now, this thing was first shown off a few months ago, but now we have a price. Unfortunately, that price is 12,100 yen, or 77 US. But of course, as with all of the prices in these videos, that is the direct conversion. So expect the actual price to be closer to 120 US. There is a reason why it's so expensive though. The structural coating looks really cool, and it's probably pretty expensive to apply it. The problem just is that it's mostly applied to the inner frame, so when you're looking at the pictures of the Wing Zero with all of its armor on, you mostly see a black, overpriced Wing Zero custom. Like when I just scrolled past it, I thought it was going to be an Ecopla. So I'm guessing, hoping that this thing is going to look a lot more impressive in real life when you can like really get close to it and see the little details of the inner frame shining through. But yeah, moving on with our completely new premium Bandai announcements. Like the high-grade Spiegel Gundam. It goes for 3,740 yen, 24 US, and pre-orders for this thing should be opening soon. But at the moment of recording, no exact date is given, nor do we have a concise list of all of the accessories. What we do have is a very interesting looking display that will give us some hints. We can see the usual G Gundam martial arts hands, but we also see 5 ninja scrolls that look like they're made out of actual cloth. They've got German writing on them, so I hope they'll tell us the secrets to German ninjutsu, and they even come with a dedicated stand so that you can have them dynamically displayed together with the Spiegel. I also really like how the stand keeps the scrolls open, because otherwise they would totally roll up again. The only thing that I find a bit unfortunate then is that this thing will not be available at the German Gundam base. I know that's not how Premium Bandai Limited stuff works, but it would have been funny. Right before the Shizuoka Hobby Show then, they announced the Real Great Gundam Exia Repair 4 and the RE100 Denon Zon. Now, I can understand the Exia Repair 4 being a Premium Bandai release. Like, the thing only appeared in a stage play that I'm pretty sure only Gundam 00 fans know about. But the Denon Zon? Like, seriously? That was like the main grunt mobile suit from Gundam F91. And it's not like these guys appeared for just a second. They were pretty present on screen, let's say. And to make matters even worse, it actually looks like a really cool model kit with a feature that I don't think that we've ever seen on a Gunpla before. The beam shield is molded in 4 different sections, so you can replicate the ability to turn off certain sections of the beam shield. And this is something that the Denon Zon and other mobile suits with beam shields can actually do in canon. Sections of a beam shield could be shut down to either conserve energy or to prevent like coming into contact with the mobile suit, which is something that the shields would automatically do. As for the other accessories, we've got 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, and of course its signature shot lancer. All of which can be yours in August for 3,300 yen, 21 US. Even the price isn't too bad. So, the Real Great Gundam Exia Repair 4. In the story, it is an upgraded version of the Exia Repair 3, and therefore, in model kit form, it is a remold of the Exia Repair 3. Things like the head and the legs have remained the same, but the chest and especially the arms have some pretty substantial changes. Like, the left arm is completely new and shows off that new inner frame, incorporating design elements from the 6th generation Gundams. And what's also new are the weapons. There's a big Gyan shield that can be attached to the right shoulder, and a new set of 7 swords, because it's the Exia. Of course it needs 7 swords. Stored on the shield, we've got 2 Gyan battle blades and 2 Gyan battle swords. Stored on the back skirt, we've got 2 Gyan bayonets, which can switch between sword mode and rifle mode. And stored on the back, we've got a Gyan tachi. Some really cool stuff for 4,950 yen, 31 US. And our Graham Gundam will be eliminating all conflict in June. And that was it for the limited stuff. So now we go back to standard releases with the non-Bandai model kits. The variable action kits by Mega House, or VAKits for short. Just don't let that name deceive you, because they might have variable and action in the name, but they are fixed post kits that you also still have to paint. And I also made a wrong assumption when I first talked about these. So, the first release is going to be the Geara Doga. There's a standard unit and a commander unit. I thought that this was going to be one single kit, and that you would be able to choose which one you would want to make and which weapons you wanted to give him. But it turns out they're 2 separate kits. You have the commander type with the aptly named large machine gun, and then the standard version with a much smaller machine gun, or standard machine gun. It also comes with a standard head and a different left hand. Other than that though, they do seem to be mostly the same. They come with 2 Sturmfausts, a stored beam sword axe, and a set of marking stickers that not just comes with normal markings, but also with Kondo's signature sound effects from the manga. Because here's the thing, even in the original Japanese version, he does almost all of his sound effects in English, like for example, Bagoom. It's not something you see a lot, but there are like a few other mangas that do it as well. For example, King of Bandit Jing, which I'm reading at the moment. But yeah, a very interesting thing to see on a slide of water slide decals. And what's also really cool about our Geara Dogas here is Zimmerit. For the front skirts, we get an optional part, so you can choose to go with the Zimmerit or not. And then for the other parts, where you might also want to have Zimmerit, they say that they're including a Zimmerit roller. So that's really cool. When you're done putting Zimmerit on this thing, you can put Zimmerit on all of your other Gunpla as well. And all this can be yours in October for 6,600 yen each, 42 US. Also, there's no scale listed, but they are about 150 millimeters, so somewhere in between a 144 scale kit and a 100 scale kit. But that wasn't everything. When these were first announced, they also teased future releases. And well, the O2 is now confirmed as coming soon, and the The-OII got its prototype unveiled, so that thing also shouldn't take that much longer. It'll come with a massive machine gun, but unfortunately, other details like its release date or its price are yet to be announced. I wonder if this thing is also going to come with optional Zimmerit parts. And to wrap things up, let's have a look at the action figures that got announced. Like these 3 new Gundam Military Generation sets. There's GMG Collection 16, Amuro Ray Uniform Version, GMG Collection 17, Sayla Uniform Version, and GMG Collection EX Operations Desk Set. All names are tentative, and other than the prototypes, we don't have any concrete information on them. What we can see is that Amuro has a pistol and his childhood doll, Sayla has her headset on, and the operations desk consists of a chair and a massive instrument panel, which will probably look a lot more interesting once we can see it fully painted. Information like the release date and the price is also yet to be announced. Next up, Gundam Miximize. If you've got me on your second monitor, or I'm on your phone somewhere to the side, I really need you to look over for a second, because words just don't do these justice. What the hell? These are the cheapest looking Gundam figures I've seen in a long time. The proportions are wonky, to put it nicely, and there's hollow parts all over them. Like, the more you look at them, the worse they get. And they're not even that cheap. For 2,750 yen a pop, 17 US, you can get an RX-78 Gundam or Char Zaku 2, and for 2,970 yen, 19 US, you can get the Freedom. Alternatively, you can save your money and buy something else. But anyways, the main idea here is that they're made using very simple ball joints, making them easy to build and easy to customize, which I'm assuming is where the name of the line comes from. One kind of cute thing that I do like for like a toy is that they've also got a little pilot inside of them that looks like the pilots from the Micro War series. But just to be sure, they're not the same. They just look similar. They might also be like the same size. It would be cool if they were kind of compatible, you know? Also, I really hope these little guys don't suffer from claustrophobia, or they're gonna be in for a very bad time. As for the mobile suits then, I get that these are probably meant to be like cheap toys for little kids, but they're still pretty bad looking toys. Also, I've seen people comparing these to Bionicle. I find that statement highly offensive. But let's end things on a high note, with Gundam Cross, not to be confused with Gundam Block Cross, which is completely unrelated. So, on the surface, we're just getting a cute SD figure of a Gundam with its main pilot, and it looks like they'll also have some minimal articulation. The arms look like they can move, and I guess the head will also be able to move side to side. But again, the main thing here is that they look cute. The main feature then is that you can take the head of the pilot and put it on his Gundam, which is where the cross in the name comes from. And I gotta say, this also looks really cute and really good. It's like a simple Mecha Musume figure. The first batch consists of Amuro and the RX-72 Gundam, Heero and the Wing Gundam, and Kira and the Freedom Gundam. All of which can be yours on September 26th for 3,300 yen each, 21 US. And that has been everything for Gundam at the Shizuoka Hobby Show 2026. Plus some extras. We definitely got a little bit of everything. Some really cool stuff, some not so cool stuff, and also some stuff. So let me know down below which one caught your attention the most, whether it was good or bad. For me, I think I made it pretty clear that it was the Gundam X stuff. So yeah, if you need some Gundam or other anime stuff, you can check out Hobbling Japan with link down below. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow when I cover Bandai's other stuff from the Shizuoka Hobby Show.